the pride of Kenyon College, and Shaka Smart joining us now. Hi, Coach.
How are you, Dan?
I'm doing okay. How do you look in orange?
I'm wearing orange right now. It feels good.
How much gear? Well, what'd you do with your Virginia Commonwealth stuff?
Man, it was such a quick transition. I literally had a matter of hours to get ready and get on the plane. So that stuff's all sitting in my closet. When I've left schools in the past, when I was an assistant coach, I just threw it all in a huge bag and would give it to the guys that we're still in the program. So that's probably what I'll do. Why was Texas a no-brainer? Well, because of Texas. I mean, it's a phenomenal institution. The athletic department is, across the board, an athletic department that's characterized by winning championships. There's been some terrific success here in men's basketball. There's obviously been some very, very high-level players that have played for Texas. And I felt like, being a part of this program and helping this program move forward would be a phenomenal challenge and a great opportunity for myself and our family.
Well, you had other opportunities, right?
Mm-hmm. I did.
What jobs did you turn down?
Well, you could probably read about that on the internet. One of the things that I learned a few years ago is not to talk too much about this kind of stuff because not you, Dan, but there's certain members of the media that like to make schools and people look bad in this stuff. So there was certainly some flattering opportunities, some terrific programs, but something about Texas was significantly different. And obviously I had a great situation at VCU and loved it there, but I knew coming down here would be a great opportunity.
Did you convince them? They convince you?
There wasn't a whole lot of convincing either way, to be honest with you, Dan.
But they just called you and said, are you interested in replacing Coach Barnes? And you said, yeah?
I said I was interested in talking about it. You never want to, make a decision definitively without having an in-depth conversation. But once I was able to sit down with our athletic director, Steve Patterson, and we were able to flesh out all the details of the job and what goes into it and what his expectations are, it was extremely exciting to me.
He's Shaka Smart, Texas head coach, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. How'd your parents come up with Shaka?
Shaka is a name that comes from a historical figure in southern Africa who united hundreds of thousands of people in the 1800s during a time of colonization. So that's what I'm named after.
But do you get Shaka Khan? I mean, do people have fun with it like that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, growing up, I got all different types of names associated with Shaka. Shaka Khan is spelled with a CH. My name's spelled with an SH. There was hundreds of different spellings and pronunciations that people used. But it is a unique name and probably the best thing my dad ever did for me.
But also your last name, Smart. So they probably poke fun at that too. If you made a mistake, I thought you're supposed to be smart. If you got a C instead of a B, I thought you're supposed to be smart.
But you know what? That kind of drove me, Dan, because I always wanted to be able to prove people wrong. So, I got a lot of that when I was a kid. Not as much in the adult years, but it's a name I like.
You talked to Coach Strong?
I have. Yeah, we actually were assistants together at Florida. I was working for Billy, and he was working for Urban Meyer at the time. So I knew him a little bit, before I got down here. And actually, as soon as I landed, the first place that they took me was spring practice. So nice. I was able to go out in the field and spend some time with Charlie.
Do you believe that Billy Donovan has interest in coaching the NBA? Knowing Billy, I saw the report where somebody said he's thinking about maybe trying the NBA.
Well, I think Billy's got a phenomenal situation in Florida. He's obviously really, really happy there and has been happy there for a long time. I think if he did go to the NBA, he would be outstanding. He has all the attributes of someone I think that would thrive at that level. He played at that level. He thinks the game along those lines. He eats, sleeps, and breathes basketball. So I think if it was all basketball and you took the recruiting part out, you took some of the other obligations of being a college coach out, I think he would really thrive. But at the same time, what he's done at Florida has been, nothing short of amazing.
What quality basketball trait must I have to play for you?
It's a great question, Dan. There's a few different qualities, but if I had to pick one, it would be competitiveness. We want to compete on every single play. We want to be the more aggressive team. I think particularly with the way the game's officiated now, the more aggressive team certainly has a huge advantage.
I want a picture of you on top of Bevo. Is that possible?
On top of what?
Bevo, the mascot, the Longhorn.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can work on that. A lot of stuff I need to do, but I can definitely work on that.
Going to a football school, a quote-unquote football school, how much of a concern is that?
Well, I worked at two quote-unquote football schools as an assistant coach, first Clemson and then Florida. And I had the opportunity to be a part of programs that had major success in a school where football was definitely the prominent sport. I think if you look at Texas and the athletic department here, there's been over 50 national championships among the different sports. There's been amazing success that's been sustained here, obviously in football, but also in other sports. So I think the success of football, the interest in football, the intensity of the way people feel about football, that actually is going to be a positive for us in the basketball program.
Do you already hate Oklahoma?
No, but I certainly can learn to do that.
You got to learn here. Isn't there a course at Texas? Is it like a 200-level course on hating Oklahoma when you get to Texas?
I'm sure, Dan, there's a lot of things that I still have to learn about Texas, and that's probably one of them.
Who wins tonight's title game?
I would say Wisconsin. I think, similar to the semifinal game, Wisconsin has the revenge factor, and I think they're just playing with a level of ease and looseness, but also aggressiveness and confidence that, when you combine those things with their talent and their togetherness as a group, I think they're going to be tough to beat.
Well, good luck down there, and don't be a stranger. And are you still the all-time leading assist guy at Kenyon College?
I am. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to break that anytime soon. But
why? Why they can't get somebody your quality there to break it? Is what you're saying?
Not at all. No, it's actually, a good friend of mine was on the women's volleyball team, and she happened to be the girl that took the stats. So, Did you get was your stat line padded, Coach? I don't think it was padded, but I think sometimes at the small college level, the statisticians do a better job at some places than they do at others, and let's just say they did a good job.
Well, Kenyon known for their one and done, so that's why the great players aren't going to stick around, right?
No, the great players will be there, but I hope somebody breaks it. That means that they're having some success. But it was a great 4 years. I learned a lot there.
He's the John Stockton of Kenyon College. He's Shaka Smart. Hey, good luck, Coach. Good to talk to you, and congrats on the job.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Shaka Smart. No brainer. All right.